This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza, sliceonbroadway.com. And listeners like you, support this show at patreon.com/awesomecast.
Sidekick Media Services. We are your sidekick in business for social media, video production, and more. Find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com.
PodCamp Pittsburgh. Learn about podcasting, social media, and so much more. Join us September 30th and October 1st. Find out more at podcamppittsburgh.com.
I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said now. I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said.
Live from Sorgatron Media in the Beachview neighborhood of Pittsburgh, PA. This is the AwesomeCast, where we get geeky, talk tech, and have a lot of fun here. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter, proprietor here at Sorgatron Media Incorporated. And Sidekick Media Services doing podcasting, video production, and so much more. Hey, producer Missy is here too. I'm trying to get better about introducing her.
Yes,
hey,
of course,
hi,
Missy.
Hi, producer Missy.
Yeah,
You didn't forget me this week.
On the audio, yeah, get on that microphone. There you go. And also with us on the hangout line from Studio C, it is John Chichilla, living in the office of the future.
Doing my best to live in the office of the future. I feel a little bit behind because I'm stuck waiting for things to be able to even be pre-orderable.
Exactly. I realized I scheduled the wrong day for our pre-order slumber party for the iPhone X. So I did correct that there, Chilla.
Cool. I will definitely be up and slumbering with you.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
And I think if anyone else is interested, we should make sure that we get them in on that invite.
Absolutely. We're going to see what we can do with that. Also with us, and also Chilla is, of course, the gadget guru at Big Bank International Esquire.
Oh, thank you very much.
And with us, back on the show, he's part of the Pittsburgh Podcast Network. He's usually the guy running around taking all the periscopes and making sure everything's good at all the he's the podcast wrangler.
Yeah, I am the podcast wrangler.
Amongst other jobs, Frank Murgia is joining us.
Yeah, you are the podfather. I'm the Fredo of the podcast world.
Fredo of the podcast world.
I hold my U.S. Are we going to have a national anthem before the show?
National
Mike?
anthem?
Should we
No,
stand
I'm
or
wearing my
kneel?
hat and
Is it that type of show?
The microphones won't extend that far if we stand.
Yeah,
so
I don't want to cause any trouble with the standing or kneeling.
No. Oh,
I was gonna stay in the locker room.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stop. I'll stop.
The bathroom?
That's it.
Am I the coffee maker? Yeah. I don't know. But anyways, thanks for joining us here.
New studio. Congratulations.
New studio. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. All the networks are getting nice new studios now. I think very nice here.
Absolutely.
Love it.
And you guys are doing a lot of stuff. Of course, you Jag Off podcast. We just had him, John, on a couple weeks ago.
He took all the pizza plates.
Pizza plates. And just a little bar, a guy that I've worked with a lot in the wrestling world over with you guys as well. So.
Yeah, it's been fun.
All right. And we'll get into all the techie and awesome things here in a moment. Please first check out AwesomeCast.com. You can check out this show and a lot of the great interviews we're doing, including our recent one with James Deegan of Mega Cat Games. We've got another one coming up with Cynthia Klosky of Shift Collaborative. And talking about her coming up this Thursday on the feed if you want to check that out. Talking about her brush with Steve Jobs working at Next back in the 90s, and a lot of really cool fun stories about how she's gotten to where she's at now. And she'll be joining us, I believe, next week if I have the schedule right in my head, here on the AwesomeCast in studio. But also, check out our old awesome tips that we have on there, and there's a lot of great stuff that you can look through. A lot of great people doing awesome things around Pittsburgh. You can also drop us a line at AwesomeCast@sorgatronmedia.com, Twitter at AwesomeCast. You can follow us also, AwesomeCast on Periscope, where we do live stream this as well. And we're live streaming mainly, we're all in the chat room here at facebook.com/AwesomeCast, and where we do our Facebook Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. But we are all starting to stream out a little bit more with some of the tools we've been talking about in recent weeks over on our YouTube page, on the Sorgatron Media Twitch page, and let's say the Periscope for AwesomeCast as well. So thank you everybody that's dropped in there to join us and see what's going on. Also, please subscribe to the show so you can see anytime on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, Google Music Podcasts, and the video versions on the YouTube and the Facebook go up there there as well. And thank you to our streaming partners at the River's Edge, PGH.com, as well as the 405media.com that also have us on their schedule as well, streaming. And with that, thank you also to our Patreon supporters, patreon.com/AwesomeCast. Keep forgetting what show this is. Thank you, Matt Weller, Matt_Weller on Twitter at the Coffee Club $5 level. It was Mike Fedor, Mike Fedor Show on the Twitter at Fan of Show $1 level. Guys supporting the show, helping us literally keep the lights on, and helping us grow the show as well. Thank you so much for that. All right, let's get into our awesome things of the week. And I got a little something here. You gave me a bracelet when you walked in here. I don't know how techie.
Yeah, I brought you a piece of jewelry, Mike. I brought not Missy. I brought you a bracelet.
You brought me. Is this a friendship bracelet? Is that what's happening?
It's a podcast unity bracelet. Yes. Let's all be friends, please.
Does this mean you guys are going steady now?
We are going steady. Yeah, he has to wear my bracelet.
We're going internet steady.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold that.
There you go. There you go. Here, I put on the wrong one because I have to switch with this hand.
That's okay.
And then, so that's not bad there. It does have a giant tag still.
The price tag on. If you want to return it.
Is this the price tag in case I do want to return this? what are we looking at here?
This is a USB sync and charge bracelet. If you have one of these little charge sticks or even your computer, and you usually grab that long cord and you got the stick in your pocket. This is a quick little bracelet, wear it around your wrist, around your belt, whatever. And it's kind of the USB right there, if you can see it. It's just without the top. The top of the lid is off the USB.
Kind of like an exposed USB.
Exposed, yeah.
I've seen that in other configurations too.
Like that. And then the other end this is the iPhone one. And I happen to have my whole rig here. You just stick that right into the phone. Oops. But it's a charger. Charge or sync into your laptop computer. It's got USB, the pin for iPhone. See, that's charging right away there. Mm-hmm. So there you go. It's just quick and handy. Hey, it's probably been around for a while, but I stumbled into it and I thought, hey, it's cool. I love cool little techie things that are cheap. And I do. I always have to charge my phone, but I have that long cord with you. It's in your pocket. It's draped outside. It's catching on things. So a little charge bracelet. I thought it was pretty cool.
There you go. I think that's pretty cool because I'm always, we were talking before the show about like AirPods and losing them and using them with travel. I was talking about my NSP audio Bluetooth that I've been playing with to try and get ready for a headphone jackless world when I get to my next iPhone. I'm always worried about, especially that traveling, losing things. Like I feel like I always lose one piece of cord or something, or some small piece of equipment. Nothing really important. Yeah. Or unless I get AirPods, then it'll be really really sad. And this seems like the perfect thing to like throw this on instead of just having a mesh of stuff in your pockets, right? So like if nothing else, I'm happy for the USB.
Yeah, exactly. And it's nice and handy. And they're like $4. I bought like 7 of them because I'll lose. Like you said, we will lose these. Mm-hmm. But I hook my keys on it, hook around my belt. It's a key holder, whatever.
I am really interested in me proofing technology. Yeah. And that means the life proof case on my phone, whatever model that's going to be, and that means technology that attaches to me so I don't lose it.
So here's my question about this: is this the tech equivalent of the parachute cord bracelets that the like sports outdoorsy type wear?
Interesting. I don't know if I know what that is either. I am so far behind.
I only know because it was in Loot Crate one time and I'm like, what the hell is this thing?
Really? Yeah, like a ripcord.
Yeah, it's a bracelet that's made out of like cord that they use for parachutes. And it's a survival technique sort of thing that you can actually uncoil and use it if you find yourself out in the wilderness and needing rope for some reason.
I see. So it's a kind of
it's like put together and then you can unravel it and
extract it and put it back. Oh, interesting. Saving a life. So you can, if you're stuck out in the woods podcasting and you need a ripcord, this is what you do.
Do they make them in like the USB-C and micro USB too? So like I can have like 3 of them and maybe color code them to be different kinds of connectors?
I think so. I believe so. You talking about the bracelet? Or
yeah.
Yeah, they do. I saw different colors. I know they had different colors of them, and I think they are. I'm not sure. I think they do have designs because obviously they work. This is just for iPhone.
And this is Duracell that does these, right? Because I see you have a giant. Like,
no,
if you're on audio,
I just happened to. Yeah.
I used to have a giant battery pack, so this is completely independent.
Yeah.
All right. Where'd you find
it? You can probably link a bunch of them together and make a necklace.
Ooh, Bed Bath and Beyond. Bed Bath and Beyond. That's why I got them. Don't tell me why. I'm not going to say why I was there.
You're looking for the way beyond, weren't you?
Yes, I was. Yes, I was. Bed Bath & Beyond. And I got to tell you, I didn't at first know how to use it. I just wasn't sure because I thought maybe this was the battery itself. I go, is this chargeable? Am I going to get a charge out of this?
Mhm.
And they had to explain it to me. And I go, well, very cool. $4.
$4.
$4, different colors. I got
Oh,
like 7 of them.
There's got to be some. That means they're like 2 on Amazon.
Oh, of
so,
course.
right?
The upcharge, yeah.
There you go. Chilla, what's your awesome thing of the week?
So my awesome thing is a product, and where'd my window go here? Called Marzipano. There it is. I covered a different product called Penellum a long time ago. That kind of when we first got into some 360 photography and video.
Mm-hmm.
This is another open source product. You can download it off GitHub and use it on your websites. I thought this was pretty cool, and especially since PodCamp's coming up. This is another one of those nice tools to put in the PodCamp toolbox. If you want to be able to display 360-degree photos on your own website without having to go out to a service like Facebook, or I know YouTube will do the video now. Trying to think, who makes the camera you have?
Ricoh Theta.
The Theta has a service that they'll host your photos, and they'll give you like an iframe to load up the pictures on your website. This you can kind of host and roll your own. It does support the photos. It does support video as well. They have the ability to do overlays on top of them. So if you kind of want to call out kind of like a hover over, or to be able to travel from photo to photo, they offer that. They offer the ability to put overlays. One of the cool ones that I thought that was pretty cool that they offered is they allow embedded hotspots. So in one of the demos they have, it's a picture of kind of a town square with a large billboard. You can target the billboard and turn it into kind of a massive TV and overlay video right onto it. So I thought it was pretty cool. They kind of took the Penellum concept and went much further with it. Penellum's done a bunch of updates. They now support video, support a couple other things. I felt like the hotspots, the embedded hotspots, the way they handle device orientation, and the way they handle some of the additional overlays was above and beyond what Penellum was doing, to be honest with you. So very, very cool way to allow you to show this. They also have some stuff to allow you to do video and have multiple resolutions. And they have a really good site just full of demos of how other people have used it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're going through the demos, and we're seeing a lot of the hotspots. I just brought up the kind of video play one that you were talking about too. That's really cool. Wait a minute, this looks familiar. Is this Thailand? No, this is somewhere else.
Is that you down there, Sorg, on that moped?
Exactly. But no, this is really cool. So you say this will be embedded right into like a website. So if I want to have some like 360s at like sorgatronmedia.com, like it would go right into the site. Yeah,
without having to bump out to, like I said, Theta will allow you to host it on their site, and they'll do the render and the kind of like in an iframe.
Right.
Some web browsers will see that as like a cross script and say, "Are you sure you really want to visit this?" And kind of could cause fear for some people. So this allows you to roll your own. I was looking for this because within where I work, we can't use those publicly available sites. Or if you were a large enterprise and had your own intranet, right? Mm-hmm. You probably don't want people running to Facebook just to grab 360-degree photos and views. So I thought it was a pretty neat way to kind of host yourself.
That's awesome. And that's really cool. And I want to also point out, because the computer that you guys are viewing this on is kind of one of the slower ones we have in the studio here, about a Core 2 Duo. And it's running really, like, it's still a little kind of stutter step, but it's running really decent on here.
Yeah. One of the things that I do recommend because we've been playing with this a lot, to do some tour type content, is really think about the size of the photo. Do you really need the 7 megapixel photo to render, especially if you're rendering something in a window and you're
Right.
trying to draw attention to like that sign that then has the video inside it. Really pay attention to that, as well as even think about, we started because with 360-degree photo, you get the you can sometimes get the tripod that the thing's sitting on. Do you really need every aspect of the floor? You could probably crop it in like an inch all the way around, and every little step that you take to, I don't want to say reduce the quality, but reduce the file size of the photos is every second that every one of your viewer gains when they're actually jumping in to view it. And a lot of these things will also, because they work on mobile, that they'll actually give you some guidance, like don't go above 2.5 meg on the photo for mobile. And then I think the Marzipano, they also have the ability to give web VR. So if your browser supports web VR or you're using a browser on a VR headset, they'll automatically convert that content and pretty much make your site instantaneously work with a VR headset.
Nice. It's coming together. The tools are getting a lot easier. The VR tools are getting a lot more accessible. We're really seeing, I think, a lot of cool stuff going on here. So awesome. Well, my awesome thing of the week is Hilltopolis. I think we might have mentioned it in passing last week going into it. Hilltopolis was a free concert that happened up on Grandview Park here, overlooking the city. Amazing view. Put together by a lot of the guys at Work Hard Pittsburgh and everything. And I did get to have to help out with the live stream. And here's a little bit of it here for you guys when we get when I get to that loaded part. But it was for charity. It was for mature kids here, and they did raise over $6,000. I think almost $7,000 actually from the event. They filled it. They actually were turning people away at the park. They had Pet Zebra and the Cool Kids were headlining for this thing. So a big hip hop show. And if you can see in the video there, you can see the city in the background. We did basically a 5-camera shoot for this. And the reason I bring it in is the technology on this. Obviously, we're on Facebook, and we were using a lot of things that I've been talking about in the last couple of weeks. I talked about, I think, last week about vMix, which is a great video switcher software that we've been using, that the guys have put together over there at Work Hard, and Restream we were using like we use here on Tuesday nights. So this was streaming not only to Work Hard's Facebook page. There was a selection in there where the drinking partners were doing a takeover and talking with a lot of the sponsors, and we were also double streaming to that Facebook, and then we were also streaming to the Work Hard YouTube page. And just for the hell of it, I logged into the Periscope and Twitter for Work Hard as well, and we were out there as well. So giving it a lot of push out there, and also this big five. Even the camera right there that's up at the front of the stage, that's actually a wireless camera on a Terra deck. And I'm heading right backstage, right back there, doing this whole thing, working on headsets with Ryan Haggerty. A lot of credit to Ryan Haggerty on this, and Buzzy over there looking at a lot of the hardware, researching it. They rented 4K Panasonic cameras for this. Obviously, the stream was maxed out at 1080, but they're doing a lot of captures so they can do other things for promotion for the next event and afterwards, and really kind of putting over the hilltop kind of neighborhoods, right? And producer Missy brought me my all access Hilltopolis. There you go. So I'll just wear this for the rest of the show. It's like we'll plug them.
Does that have a USB on that all access pass?
On this, but it also doesn't go over my headphones well. But anyways, but no, it was a fun event. Like I said, a lot of technology came together on this. It was really cool to be part of this big of a production as part of, and something like this only happens, because of something really cool like being part of that co-op with Work Hard Pittsburgh and everything. We were able to pull, there's at least 3 or 4 media companies between us that kind of pull together our resources to put something like this together. So thanks to those guys for letting me be a part of pulling this together and being a part of a really, really cool event here.
The quality on that looks really, really good. And you talked a lot about the cameras and a lot about the equipment you used. How did you actually maintain the stream connection?
That goes into a story that I'm going to pause here for a moment.
Uh-oh.
Actually, before I give those guys a plug, and but we'll tell you about that in a moment. But first, let me tell you about our friends at Slice on Broadway. Now with a new location opening very soon in East Liberty, and so much so that our friend Riz, I wish I had the picture saved here. We'll have it for the Mayhem show, but our friend Riz out there is very excited because he took a picture in front of the new location for Slice on Broadway, a 4th location for these guys. Also, apparently, Dutters and the zombies from Scarehouse are hanging out at the PNC Park location today. So I got a picture for that. I'm loving, like, everybody tweet me your Slice picture. I kind of like this, like let us know you went to Slice and send us a picture with it. Tag AwesomeCast in it. Tag PGH_Slice. And what are they? It's great pizza. Originated right here on Broadway. We're on Broadway, right on the tracks. They're at the other end of the Beachview tracks here as well, and they've been supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza for a good long time now. 4 locations now in Carnegie, PA, at PNC Park, home of the Pittsburgh Pirates, and coming soon to East Liberty, all the way on the other end of town. So you have less excuses to not get your Slice on Broadway if you're in the greater Pittsburgh area, and they're on Uber Eats for especially that PNC Park location. So yeah.
Where are they at? Where are they at in Sliberty?
I don't know. I don't know that address yet.
Okay.
I didn't see it in my ventures the last couple of days out that way. So, but it's good to see. I imagine it's on like Penn Avenue or something.
You know what? Since we're talking about Slice,
Yes.
last week we put a call out to vote to nominate
we
them
did.
for the pizza thing with you know what I'm talking about. Pull up the article.
What, the incline?
The
You
incline,
mean?
yes.
Yes.
You're supposed to be pulling it up so we can be talking about it. So
I
Oh, yeah.
will in a moment.
Producer Missy.
Producer
Oh my.
Missy
you have the
is-
link in the document, Sorg.
Oh, look at
This is my job here.
It was under all of Frank's stuff.
I'm shooting
wrangled.
behind. Yeah, I took
I
8
I
pages
wrangled
of.
things.
Yeah, there's like a page of notes of
Uh,
all of Frank's stuff.
Yeah, well, the stuff is in there. So
What are you doing?
congratulations to Slice because they are on the bracket,
Yes, they are.
which means we need to vote for them to
Yep.
get them to the next spot in the bracket.
I love you. And I
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
say, I love you, Pizza Badamo. You're great. We visited you a lot when Missy worked over there in Mount Lebanon, but man, I gotta give it to the Slice. Man, I'm sorry. But no, go over there. Please vote for Slice if nothing else, and do that. Do that. Support our friends and let them know that the AwesomeCast sent you.
I had 2 slices. It's good. I have 2 slices of slice.
Yes.
It was good.
Yes.
Love it.
What is that crazy tripod that you're?
I know this.
Is that so it floats so
the
you don't?
orange. It's no. There's
So
not
when
a-
you're looking at your camera instead of looking at the cars when you're walking in traffic, they see you.
yeah, it is. So they don't hit me.
Yeah, because
it's
we
just,
almost
you know,
we almost had that incident down my Slice today, actually. So
Did you?
there you
it's just
go,
my fun.
like a gorilla potty thing. Right?
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
grandpa. Yeah.
So, but anyways, you're asking about the internet there, Chilla. There's actually that actually goes to props to our good friends at MetaMesh. Got the little MetaMesh modem right here for public Wi-Fi for you guys when you stop by the studio or walking by. But no, they actually did provide the internet for the day. And I don't know if you've been keeping up on this. So you realize like there's this backbone that I think they're pulling from one of the colleges. If you look on the blog for MetaMesh's website, there's like this 400 gigabit backbone, and they've been pulling it out, and they've been trying to get permission to use certain points in the south side up on the hill to pull that bandwidth across the city through their mesh network. So basically, if you've been to Grandview Park, there's like kind of a stage thing there already, right? Like that's not the stage they use. New Sun Rising used it for the beer tent basically, and they put an antenna up there and they pointed it down to the south side where their other sender is. They received the internet up there. They ran us an Ethernet cord to our rig, provided Wi-Fi for the entire event, for public Wi-Fi, private Wi-Fi for event staff, plus our own private internet for our streaming capabilities. So, and on top of that, there was good news right before this because our friends at MetaMesh are also receiving a grant from the Hillman Foundation to bridge the digital divide and help bring a lot more of that internet across the city.
Cable theft is a crime. You do know that, right? You stole everybody's cable in that explanation.
No. It's with permission. With permission.
There's no permission.
There is no permission.
Not with all that rerouting.
No,
Too much red tape. Not everybody said yes to that.
either way, it's not stealing everybody's internet, just very specifically internet. No. These guys have it figured out. They're a lot smarter at networking than I am, and they built this thing that I'm using over here for the public Wi-Fi here. So no, they're doing a really cool thing, and they're trying to blanket the city and more, hopefully soon, with free internet. And
cool.
again, we talk about not the. Libraries are really big for people to go to and use their internet, right? For people that just do not have the access to it. Believe me, looking at internet for this place and my home and my phone is it gets pretty expensive.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
So that you can't get half decent internet for less than $60, $70. That's too much for people.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
Chilla?
So were you providing mesh networking where you are?
I am one node, so there's not much of a mesh because I'm the only node in Beachview. But I started the mesh. So ideally, again, we've talked about this before on the show. Ideally, let's say IGA across the street gets it. So now we're connected on one network, right? I'm providing internet, and let's say the internet goes out here, and then we can still, my receiver can reach IGA's receiver. We can go off internet from them. Or if you get enough businesses going down Broadway here, and we've lost internet on this end of Broadway, but we can reach them at Slice. We can pull off of whatever portion of the internet Slice lets us use of theirs. This is only rated.
Cool.
This is only rated to do about 2 megabytes up and down, and we have 75 through Comcast, right? So again, it's not affecting things like our stream or anything like that. But you're able to divvy that up and allow other people to use it. So I'm hoping that's something that maybe pops up on people's phones when they ride by on the train. It says Sorgatron Media and PitMesh and kind of puts that in people's minds. Or they're out here and pick up on it and have internet while they're waiting for the train. And so
very, very cool.
That's a lot of the ideas going around that. So here's hoping. So if you're a Beachview business, why don't you talk to my friends at MetaMesh? They apparently got money to roll out now. So from that, Frank, you had a couple of things in here. We have to get in.
You do what you want. You don't have to do any of these.
No. We have to get the latest Blackberry news from you. Because you have to talk about Blackberry every time you're on here.
To the death, I will grip the Blackberry into my grave. I love the Blackberry. I don't have a Blackberry now. I have an iPhone, and I hate the iPhone.
I love you picking up like a hammer with that thing.
Of the iPhone, but the Kool-Aid. I've drank too much Kool-Aid. Mm-hmm. This contract ends in January, and I will not be getting another iPhone, especially the X, which will be expensive. Hey, Blackberry Key 1 now available, I think, on the in the homeland here in America. I think AT&T has it. But it's the old school. It's got a keyboard. Google is what do they call it? Android. Android is the operating system, and it's got a nice big screen on it, and it still has your keyboard, and it's about as big as the Galaxy Note, the one that used to burn up, or that size.
The exploding one.
The exploding Note. So it's a big phone still. It has the keyboard. I am going to try it out, test it out. I might go that route. There you go. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is for those of you watching.
Nice shiny keys with letters on them.
Keyboard.
Wow.
But, it's not squat with the old keyboard where you had a little screen. It's got touch screen. And again, it may not look that big, but it's about as big as the Note. Mm-hmm. And it's going to suck. It's going to fail. It's not going to work. They've tried with the Priv, bringing a slider keyboard, and they've tried with this. And I thought, maybe there'll be a group of these the late-end millennials will grab a hold of this and go, you know what? We want to be the BlackBerry. This do something different and break ground, but it's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. It's going to die. But I do love it. I love that keyboard. Look how beautiful that is. I just love it.
If you do look at the Samsung Galaxy line, Samsung actually has a keyboard overlay case
I've seen
you can use.
Tried it, but kind of bulky. Have you tried it, John?
I have tried it, and I do agree. It's kind of bulky, but the thing that I liked about it is you can take it and kind of store it on the back side of the case.
Yes.
When you don't want to use it, which I thought was kind of a nice feature.
It is. And I thought that was cool then, but sometimes when you sit the phone down, the bumpy case is on the back and the phone rock. Again, there's always a give and take to stuff like that, but I don't know. I might take a look at it. BlackBerry. I want to be the only one that has the BlackBerry? Missy, you raised your hand.
Well, I can tell you right now that Mary McAllen is in the chat room, and she's saying if it was a flip, I'd get one.
Oh
So
my, a
we
FlipBerry.
might have somebody.
A FlipBerry. They had a BlackBerry Flip many years ago.
Yeah, so apparently, like if they were marketing that again, she'd totally get it.
That's two of us.
Yeah, I think the Flip was a wasn't it a T-Mobile exclusive?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. BlackBerry Flip. Yeah. So I brought my annual BlackBerry. It seems like when you have me on, and every 2 years there's a new BlackBerry.
Happens to be news.
Happens
Yeah,
to
there you
be
go.
BlackBerry
Has it
news.
been 2 years since you've been on?
Oh,
Come on,
yeah.
it's been like a year,
Year
right?
and a half.
Yeah. I think we
Maybe
had
2
we had you earlier this year, didn't we? In the new old studio.
No.
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 Anyways,
No, I was hurt.
well, looking to the future, that may or may not have a BlackBerry. There was a story this week on from Next Pittsburgh about what the new Uber AI cars are going to look like. You know, our robo cars that we see here in Pittsburgh, and you know how they're getting better and everything. And that's one thing that we talked about. You know, the whole way like at the media day when we first saw them, and about how they were. They actually, there's a look at the first one and look at all those cameras going on there and how they're going to be kind of improving even more so. And you see them with the Volvos; they're lots lower profile. They are going to be removing very soon the second rider in the passenger seat. That the guy's that kind of hanging out and he's watching the 3D output on his laptop, and he's making notes. By the way, he's running Ubuntu Linux from the one that I saw. On the media day, at least. So yeah, they're definitely moving forward with the Uber cars, and talking about how far it's going to help out. So
Has the second rider been removed and replaced with AI?
yes, he has with even more AI here. But no. So that, of course, that's moving forward. But this is, and I haven't gotten to read too much into this just yet. But just today, I was out. I was just going out for a drive, doing a little bit of Lyft, and I saw one of these cars drive by me from Argo. And if you go to argo.ai. And they look a little different. It's a little bit of a boxier thing at the top of that thing. And I look, and that's actually Pittsburgh in the background of their company site. And it turns out, as Missy was reading the site, that they are headquartered here. Makes sense. CMU, AI, of course. That's why Uber's here as well. With secondary offices in Detroit, sure, for cars, as well as Silicon Valley. Oh, there it is there on an iPad. So Southeastern Michigan and the Bay Area of California. So again, haven't gone right into this, but they are partnered with Ford Motor Company. I'm sure that this name has come up before in some story about AI that I'm aware of, right? So, and then Chilla, I want to let you pick the next thing while I get off the mic and cough for a moment.
Go ahead, John. I'm going to get off the mic and grab a piece of slice. Hold on.
Wait, everybody's taking a break. He's actually going. Wait, his headphones are off. He's going. He's gone. He's gone. I just needed a drink because I was going to choke on something.
Chilla, we've got this.
There you go, Missy and Chilla.
All right. So what are we doing over here? Go ahead.
Go ahead, Chilla.
Go ahead. So what? I'll cover kind of a public service announcement. So, over the last 2 weeks, there's been multiple Android vulnerabilities. The Verge covered the Blueborn exploit. The Blueborn exploit allows anyone with Bluetooth, pretty much, whether it be a laptop, another phone, anything, to attack your phone via Bluetooth. Obviously, you do have to be within Bluetooth range of the device, but it does allow you to remotely connect without any kind of authorization, and then start to kind of pick at the device and start to attack unencrypted data like photos, email, things of that nature, and then kind of go after encrypted data. Google has come up with a patch for this. It is in Oreo. So if you're getting an Oreo update, that's important. Samsung's also started to do out-of-band patchwork on a number of their devices across a number of their carriers. So if you're seeing on your device that there's updates available, please do update. In conjunction with that, Wired also covered a story. The Palo Alto group found they call it the toast attack, which allows for an additional privileged attack where someone can send you a prompt that looks like, hey, do you want to open this page? And you tap OK, or it can be pretty much a prompt however they want it to work. And then that allows root privilege to the device. So then to start to, in combination, you could technically take the Bluetooth attack and attack the device to connect, and then use this toast attack, and then watch the person's screen as they type. You could capture password data, which then could allow you to unencrypt encrypted data on the device. Both of these being handled through different patches. So definitely Android users beware. And as you see your carriers and your vendors, whether it be Motorola, LG, Samsung, etc., releasing patches for these, please make sure you update.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Android.
Android.
And I see that you had a note there is an 11.1. I know you were telling us to all update. I haven't had a chance to.
I thought you updated iOS.
Not to 11.1.
Oh no, yeah,
the 11.
The picture I sent you yesterday was the Mac OS update because Mac OS was updated.
Oh, I'm not ready for that until after PodCamp. I gotta make sure everything works with my equipment for video, buddy. That's not happening.
And then, so for those of you who use Microsoft services, whether they be Office 365, Outlook.com, Hotmail, I'm trying to think of their other, or your enterprise uses Exchange 2016 on the latest patch set.
Mm-hmm.
iOS 11 actually had an issue with syncing mail into the native mail app.
Mm-hmm.
If you were using Outlook for iOS or any of the other popular mail clients, you may not have run across this issue, but they were having issues with the native mail app synchronizing with the Microsoft services. That's been fixed in 11.0.1, launched today at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. What are they? Pacific, West Coast, Apple time, Copernico time.
Hashtag Apple time.
Sorg.
Hashtag Apple time.
So could that explain my email outage?
Have you been without email since you upgraded?
I've had some problems with the email, and
yeah, that could be.
It was from my phone that I tried to send them that I was having problems with it.
Oh boy!
Yep. Grab that patch. You should be okay. I was looking. We've found a couple additional issues that probably don't affect the masses, but if you're using any of your enterprise mobility management platforms like Blackberry, VMware has AirWatch, IBM has Maz 360, et cetera, the story goes on. There's an issue with the Messages app that was not fixed in 11.0.1. I'm hoping and guessing we're going to see 11.1 betas released soon with probably fixes a month out. So more to come on that one.
There you go. Were you checking on his munching status? Like, Frank is going to town on this pizza. It's just
No, Frank was being considerate, and he was holding his hand over the microphone.
There
I was
you
like,
go.
dude, there's a switch.
You want to hear this? I'm showing.
Honestly,
my God.
Dutters,
Slice. This is the commercial right now. Oh my God.
Yeah, Dutters does this pretty much every time she's on the show. She just sits there and you can hear her chewing it.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
she talks and she does a spot. So
that's why we have mute mics on most of these anymore. Okay. Other than that, we have a couple other things. I mentioned Ford before as well, and there was a story about how they're actually partnering with Microsoft HoloLens to design with augmented reality, design their cars themselves with this. They're expanding the use with the headsets, and they're still using clay models, but the HoloLens can be used to augment the additional 3D models as well on top of that. I've been seeing a lot about our. And here we see them kind of that look in augmented reality as well. But these business ideas with augmented reality has been really interesting. There was actually a really good interview I started getting into. I think Ron Rentress is his name. That has he has a podcast based on his book called After On. He's doing it with Tom Merritt, where he's exploring a lot of the technologies in his book. So famously, I believe he was the one that founded Rhapsody, and did the book called Year Zero about how the aliens got caught up in a DMCA problems for all the music that they were stealing from the Earth in the near future. And so he I listened to the first episode, and it was about like a company called Meta that is doing augmented reality, but specifically for business uses like this. And in them, it was, and I haven't looked at anything. I just have been listening to podcasts and just imagining everything with my imagination, with my brain piece. But it's basically like a piece of like glass, lens over your face, and they have it developed that it is your own personal desktop anywhere. So you can have multiple screens in front of you, and they say it looks a lot like their screens in front of you instead of just this weird floaty digital thing out there. So I'm really interested in looking at that as well when I get a moment to look them up.
That sounds really cool, because the one thing that still worries me, and I'd be interested, I wish they would show in that. I was watching the Ford clip as you were playing it. I wish they would show what the user is seeing. They're kind of doing that very cool overlay on top of the whole thing with the people walking around the car. The one thing that I've seen still with the HoloLens is it's still that letterbox section. So it's not that whole field of view like you're talking about with a piece of glass over your entire face or vision, peripheral vision and everything. So I don't know. I mean, I wish they would have showed how that works, and I'd like to see what you're talking about too, to see what it actually the person wearing the headset gets to experience.
I'm having fun watching Frank play with his mute button over there.
What the viewer is seeing, they're seeing me eat pizza is what they're seeing.
Yeah, there you go.
Chilla, if I could step back, did the Oreo update affect did that affect Ask Jeeves? I'm still trying to use Ask Jeeves. I can't use Ask Jeeves. He won't answer any questions for me. I think it was an update. Is that outdated?
That I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
And maybe Alta Vista might also be broken. I'm not sure.
I was using a Juno browser.
Wow.
Oh, geez.
All right, speaking of questions, like there's a legit question from one of our chat members.
No, there's not.
Brandon wants to know, are updates for, I'm assuming this is for the iOS update, are they available for anything under a
lower
7?
than 7? Yeah. So lower than.
I'm assuming that he wants to know if it's available on older version phones.
I'm sorry, Frank just started cheering with the people outside.
There's people outside.
I am not aware of. So Samsung can do an out of band patch, so they can actually patch without updating the actual Android version. They can hit security updates because they have cool technology to do that. I'm not sure how other vendors, because I haven't been able to get a comment from them about how they're handling it. So I would guess that Samsung will probably hit devices that are running lower than, what was 7 Nougat? LMN. Yeah. Lower. They may be patching devices lower than Nougat. But I'm not sure how the other ones are doing it. The Google devices, or the Nexus, Pixel and Nexus devices are getting it via a Google security patch and Oreo. So the best thing I can tell you, Brandon, is check with your manufacturer of the device and the carrier of the device. And if you Google or ask Jeeves about
I love you.
About the Blueborn exploit, you'll find the critical vulnerability numbers that go along with that, and you can ask that whoever made your phone or your carrier.
There you go. Hey, by the way, I think I found the company. If you go to Medivation.com, this is them. And again, this is very, very business oriented, and it starts at about $1,500 for this thing, which seems like that's not bad if if it does as much as it says
That's
it
what I thought.
does. I mean, there's a lot of like, oh, that's a very Photoshoppy thing of that building glowing there. But there's also a few kind of samples here at the bottom too. Obviously, kind of these test kind of areas. There's this one. Oh, I was hoping they have a video there. Here's a little kind of GIF of her like picking up a car, and this looks like kind of like what we were talking about with Ford, right? That she's kind of got this car like kind of design process thing going on. She's interacting with it, and the resolution. I mean, if this serves, and again, like you're saying, Chilla, you're not seeing what they're seeing. Although, actually, I think you do in some of these demos, because there's some of these that are on stage. Not that well. Here, this is actually a perfect example. Somebody's picking up their radiology. They're like, this is like their teeth. I think.
Oh, that's their teeth.
Yeah, and you're kind of taking a close up of it. You're seeing like this person inside of a car. Doing that kind of stuff. So I think there is that kind of representation that you're looking for, Chilla, to see exactly how this goes. And I said this is a big deal because they said they're just completely. This isn't a huge company. They're actually in GoPro's old offices, apparently in the Silicon Valley. So that's pretty cool. And they were doubling down. And again, it's After On is the podcast. Definitely worth checking out if you want to take a deep dive into technology and technology of the future, really. Like the next one they were talking about, I think it was going to be around neuroscience.
Well, I think logistically it makes sense to have the access, because especially if you're working on a team that is developing a car, you need to make sure that entire team is seeing the aspects that they need to see. So if I'm looking at the back of the car and my partner is working on the front of the car, we need to have that information match up so that we're not looking at the same thing, but that it also interacts well. Mm-hmm. So I think that, yeah, if it's not there already, it's going to be there soon.
Absolutely.
It's very cool.
So it's the future. Chilla.
You mentioned a podcast. Are people still podcasting? Is that still a
I
thing?
don't know anymore. Are they? I don't know.
Frank, where do you work?
I'm sorry.
Anyways,
internet radio. I'm getting into this internet radio network.
This internet radio network. Oh, yeah. I hear that's really big in Millville right now.
Yes. Hey, can I tell you how hot it is in here? This is like a sting operation. This is like CSI
Beach.
The
problem is,
I'm like, you're going to ask me where I was on the night of the 8th. I'm like under the hot lights here.
When you move your operation to a place with a giant window that happens to be facing the right direction for sunset, and it goes down right before you start your show, yeah, it gets a little toasty in here.
I swear I didn't do it. I wasn't there. I'm innocent.
Or you could just say that, you just have that much personality.
No. Or it could have been 4 slices of slice I ate. That's 4 slices of pizza I have eaten now.
Jeez.
So there's none left for anybody else.
There you go. The Wrestling Mayhem show is going to have to do without.
Oh, good gosh. I forgot there's more shows. I'll have Justin LaBar send you free pizzas.
There you go. Justin knows me, I'm sure, for something over the years. But anyways, what time is it? Is it about that? Yeah, it's about that spot here where we need to wrap it up here. Of course, PodCamp Pittsburgh is this weekend. Does Missy want to say some things about PodCamp Pittsburgh?
Missy has been all about the PodCamp Pittsburgh.
Yes, she has.
The cool thing is that we have our speakers all lined up. So we've got the schedule live. There was a slight change today. We flip-flopped because somebody decided that we had to have 2 sessions that she was supposed to be doing.
She's pointing at herself. I know we don't have a camera
across each
on
other.
her.
Yeah, you usually have a camera on me. That's why I was really confused. But so we've updated that. We have some really great speakers coming in, some awesome sessions that people are going to be teaching. And we keep pushing home the fact that Saturday is going to be the presentations and Sunday we're going to show you how to do it. So if you're interested in learning about social media, podcasting, video for the web, websites, blogging, any of that sort of stuff, and you're trying to do something and you can't quite figure it out, PodCamp is going to be the place for you. And of course, we're also going to be showcasing some awesome stuff here in the studio and having another open house for everyone with the Friday night meet and greet right here in Beachview in the studio.
Love it.
And we've got some pretty awesome people and some really awesome stuff lined up for that, which we're going to be formally announcing on the website stuff later this evening and into tomorrow. So keep an eye on the PodCamp Pittsburgh website, podcamppittsburgh.com. and our Facebook and Twitter accounts. The Twitter is at PCPGH for PodCamp Pittsburgh. So yeah, lots of fun stuff there. And
I'll be talking a bit. What am I talking about?
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
speaking.
I
What are
don't
you
remember.
speaking
What am
about?
I speaking about? What am I attached to again? I'm doing intro to podcasting.
yes,
I know that.
we might be tapping you for some video for the web, depending on how our other person's schedule works out.
Uh-oh.
What do you think you're doing, Sorg?
Oh,
You
this
were-
stuff. Oh, so
you
I'm just
were-
going to talk about what I do here. Gotcha.
Pretty-
Gotcha.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
completely
pretty much,
okay
pretty
with
much.
that.
How are you going to speak and run all 1,000 cameras? and
That's
the
a thing.
switcher?
Hey, that's a thing that I've done every year at PodCamp for a while, figuring that out, and it's getting a lot easier. But my awesome thing of the week next week, maybe explaining how I pulled off the video at PodCamp.
Yes. Have somebody follow
Because
you.
I actually said I was going to get the live stream rig from Work Hard, and we just upgraded it, right? And it's this crazy big thing, and I'm just like, that's too much for me to take for
Yeah.
one room. Then I realized, I keep thinking this big thing, and I looked at the tools that we have. That is a light. What is that? Who
Oh,
is
that's the
shining-
police. That is the
po-
police.
The police.
I
the
told
police
you
just
this was
shine
a
a light in
sting.
here.
This is a sting.
Oh
You got
no!
The hot lights on me.
You said that they were. Oh no, they're pulled over looking at something over there.
Are they?
Something's going down. I might have to turn that camera around. And
Really?
go on a live feed.
Come on, let's do it.
Oh no! He's
They're probably
coming
looking
back
for the guy who's
around.
stealing all the cable.
They're turning
all
back
the
around
bandwidth.
over here, and there they go.
There goes the cops. Oh, bye.
Jeez. I told you. What did I say? Within the first year, the cops are going to stop by.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Congratulations to you both, by the way. Is this season 12 of PodCamp?
it is actually
Season 12.
it
Yeah.
actually
This
is
has
the
gone on
12th one.
longer than like American Idol or Big Brother.
Yes.
Congratulations to both of you. Very seriously. I mean, that's a lot of work.
We didn't
of
start it.
educating people.
We didn't
No, in
start it,
Pittsburgh.
but we're not going to kill it.
The Pittsburgh version you started though, right?
No.
No.
You didn't start-
That
nope,
was
nope.
Justin Kaunacki.
Nope.
Konowacki, who
We
Kornacki
started
from Boston?
We started
I have
helping.
no idea what I'm talking
We started
about.
helping with organization like the third one,
Yeah.
and then everybody else went away. So
Yeah, because 12 years ago, people go, no one's ever going to learn. This stuff will never fly. It's never going to work. But now it's happening.
It
Get
is.
down to Point Park. So Saturday, I'm going to call that Chatter Day.
Yes.
Saturday and Sunday is
Ooh.
Fun Day because Saturday you
oh
listen
man,
to the chat.
He needs to be on our marketing next year.
Sunday you have the fun with the hands-on. So get down to Point Park. PodCamp is amazing. It really is. Again, you learn a lot, and I love what you're doing this year. On Sunday, you get to put your hands on it and do it because you could sit there and take notes all day Saturday till you're blue in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Again, congratulations to both of you.
Yeah,
It's really a good
kudos to
accomplishment.
Amanda Narcissi. Actually, she was the one that had that idea, and
Very
it was
bold idea.
a very bold idea indeed. Amanda Narcissi over at Bold Pittsburgh. Yeah, because that was her thing. Is like by the time that you're done
She'll be starting Bold Camp.
with 2 days,
Bold Camp, yes. Season 39.
with 2 days worth of stuff of content, it's just difficult to filter it through and then actually put it into action.
My
so-
brain is leaking, is usually what I'd say after 2 days of that.
Yeah, it's good stuff, though.
Yeah.
It's great.
especially after
Yeah.
the 649 on Saturday night.
Which we can't get into because we have to work. But anyways,
Oh, I'm gonna be.
you're gonna be. It's just gonna be sitting there at the DVD table during the wrestling show, just throwing them back. I didn't even know there's alcohol here, but there she is. But Frank, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Good stuff. Good fun.
This is your chance to plug everything, and including your Blackberry-ness.
Oh, good gosh. PittsburghPodcastNetwork.com, PGH Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. Justin LeBar's Wrestling Reality every Wednesday. Your Jagoff podcast comes out every Tuesday. Dr. Mike, the Animal Doctor, Animal General. Every Friday we have a veterinary podcast.
You have a vet podcast
Vet
now.
podcast.
That's awesome.
Dr. Mike from Old KDK, he's our vet. We've got 13 episodes in. Deep Dives is a spirituality and kind of like you do. What's your
Fishing without
Fishing
bait.
without
Fishing
bait.
with bait,
We'll have
yeah.
to do a crossover sometime.
We should. Let's do it.
All right. We'll get
Deep
into
dive.
work.
So
We're getting to work.
go to the website. We have a lot of good stuff. Jagoff's always live. They're out and about mobile. So Jagoff has not been in a studio since April, which is good
No, that's
because we
great.
bought the little mobile unit and they're getting booked to go places or they're going to a festival. So John Chamberlain, he works
I
hard.
believe they're missing PodCamp for Pierogi Fest this weekend.
Pierogi Fest was last weekend.
Oh, that's
but
right.
We'll be at the airport this week. There's some kind of 5K out there. We're involved in on some judging and podcasts.
Are they just running the runways? Or
Planes are out of gas.
That seems-
Yeah, they are. It's around somewhere around one of the runway.
no,
Yeah.
that doesn't seem okay.
Oh yeah. So that's all. But thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, John Chilla, chillatech.net, Chilla on the Twitters.
John Chill on the Facebooks. Maybe
Yes.
Frank and I can get together. We'll teach a class on real audio streaming and encoding.
Ask Chilla.
Everyone can get out their real audio players.
I think Chilla has some pretty good PodCamp memories.
Oh, definitely. I found my wife there.
There you go.
This one time at PodCamp? Is that how it starts?
Yep. And now he's got a little PodCamper and
Oh gosh.
so everything it brings everything together. Justine was discovered at PodCamp at PodCamp 1. I mean, there's a lot of John was on here, on that podcast with Missy was on with him. He started from ideas from PodCamp, and apparently he blames us. For chatting with him about it.
He does blame me. He blames you hard.
Yes, he does. Thank you, everybody. Of course, SorgatronMedia.com. Check out all the podcasts. A lot of great stuff going on, like Fishing Without Bait, like the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Great comic book podcast. Comic Book Pit has been back with a vengeance lately. Wow, he's been killing it.
I actually just uploaded
their
new thing today. So,
it's awesome.
You know what else we've got going on?
What's going on?
You've brought Basic Sorgonomics back.
Basic Sorgonomics is back too. We're turning on the Facebook live stream. Missy has joined me. We've gone a whole 2 days in a row. We're going to try to do every business day going in here, maybe more, because we're here basically every day. If we got something to talk about, you're going to be a part of that conversation. Go follow Basic Sorgonomics, especially on the Facebook page, and you can find it on the podcast or on your podcast places like iTunes. I have to double check where all it is because we didn't put anything on there for like a year, so it might be off those places. I'm not sure. And YouTube as well, but the big thing is be on the Facebook. We're going to be interacting, and it's going to be. I keep saying it's going to be a morning show, but sometimes we don't get to it until 1 o'clock. It depends because actually I have a lot of morning things next week. So it's whenever I get in the office, start settling in, and we'll go live with it. That's all I can promise you right now. So that's the idea. Basic Sorgonomics. We're going to talk about what we do here, websites, podcasting, life, beach view, whatever ever comes up, we're going to be talking about on there.
Just check out all the things. That's what we're telling you is just check out
Just
all
go
of the
check,
things.
yeah, all
Awesome
of the
things.
things. Awesome things. Thank you so much to our chat room. Been rocking all night. A great crew in there. Thank you, Mary, Ken, Steve from Bold. Is it Bold Sports? Bold Pittsburgh Sports?
I think we're still hammering
Bold
out the name.
Sports.
I like Bold Sports, but
Bold
I
Sport-
think we have it Bold
Bold
Pittsburgh
Sports Pittsburgh. Bold Sports Pittsburgh edition. There you go. You franchise that thing. Brandon Wheels is in there, and so many more. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us and being part of the conversation. What's up, Amanda, as well? Other Amanda.
And she's acknowledging the yay morning things. That's us.
There you go.
Yes, it is, dear.
And we'll see. Well, yeah, that is you. We'll see you guys next time. You've been our awesome audience. Have an awesome This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.